It was the last chance. It was a nightclub in the desert called the Last Chance. A cluttered dive of stones and wheels. It was a refuge for the rootless of the world, washed up like driftwood on the sand. And we were there. It seemed so long ago. They came from nowhere, the lost, the broken, and the mad, as if from nowhere. They blundered in like blind invaders while Mahalia boomed a gospel song and candles blurred the gloom. They drank and argued till the dawn had drained the night away. Among the seekers after oil or truth or a home, among the businessmen, the pickpockets and whores, among the soldiers and the tourists, some had names and histories. Meir, with his stone ball head, built like a butcher, which he was. He made his money dealing in pork, though not on the Sabbath. They said his parents were killed in Belsen. They said he saw his sister raped, but no one really knew. Stories swirled about like dust on the desert wind. You never knew what was true, and in the end it didn't really matter. There he was. And Sam, with his mournful expression and his mobile face like crumpled leather, there he was, a dancer, light on his feet. Theirs was a needle match, each trying to outscore the other. Sam out of mischief, Meir out of a desire for victory. So they came out of opposite corners of the ring in every argument. Everything was an argument. Like the Sinai campaign. For Meir, that was a time of glory. That was when we found out we were strong, he said. Strong? Shrugged Sam. Who needs it? So Meir pinned his arm behind his back and forced him to his knees. You do, Jew, he said. The general opinion was that Meir won that round. They came from nowhere. The lost, the broken and the mad, as if from nowhere. They blundered in like blind invaders while Mahalia boomed a gospel song and candles blurred the gloom. They drank and argued till the dawn had drained the night away. Do you remember the day the Bedouins came to town? I still remember. The women waiting still as stone, their silent shapes cocooned in black against the whitewashed walls that echoed back the sun to blind the eyes. Ghosts from another world. You know what's wrong with Israel? Said Meir one night. I know, said Sam, dancing in, grinning. Too many Arabs, right? Wrong, said Meir. Too many Jews. Look at them. Rabble. They don't speak Hebrew, half of them. Rabble. Take the Yemenis. Donkey riders. Never set foot in a bus before they came here. And their women? All whores. What about Romanians? Sam threw in obligingly. All thieves, said Meir. They say all Hungarians are bald, said Sam, and raised his eyes to the heavens. Meir ignored him. We must forge one nation, he said. We must weld the youth into one nation. Why? Said Sam. How? Said Sam. In the fire, Meir went on. In the heat of battle, we will become one nation. Under King Solomon, Israel was a great nation, rich and powerful. One day she will be so again. Sam sighed. We are Jews, he said. Why should our children turn into Israelis? History loves a winner, said Meir. No more guilt, no more fear, no more being strangers, no more being different. I like being different, said Sam, throwing his arms out. I want to be different. Meir stood up and pointed a thick finger and yelled. He thinks he's funny. This Jew thinks he's funny. No wonder they fed you into the gas ovens. Do you remember the day the Bedouins came to town? I still remember. The women waiting, still as stone, their silent shapes cocooned in black against the whitewashed walls that echoed back the sun to blind the eyes, ghosts from another world. Across the desert, the road carved southward to the Red Sea through the desert, a cratered moonscape made of sand. We saw the burning fists of rock and felt the wind that sucked us dry and heard those urging, stirring songs, always new lands to tame. Meir liked telling stories of how, in the War of Independence, he blew up Arab houses. He knew Sam would become agitated. It would turn Sam inside out. "It is not true," he said. "You did not do that." "Why not?" said Meir. "Facts. Now there's nothing left for them to return to, only stones. Let them find homes with their own kind." "I want nothing to do with such facts," said Sam. "Where would you be without them?" sneered Meir. "We made this country," he said. "Before us, what was there? Marshland, desert. The promise was to us, the desert shall blossom like a rose." "There were people," said Sam, "like us, with hopes and dreams." "Hopes? Dreams?" Meir spat the words out. "You think you can buy the future with dreams?" And he took a pile of notes from his pocket and threw them on the table. "There," he said, "facts, money. Don't give me your dreams." Sam turned away and began to find a dance with his feet, like a child taking its first steps, while Mahalia sang on, her voice intense with the joy and pain of believing. But Meir wasn't finished. "This man is full of dreams," he taunted, "full of could-have-beens. A dancer he could have been, a mime artist he could have been." "It's true," said Sam, as he moved and swayed to the music. "I could have been a great mime artist." And slowly, his mournful face upturned and his hands outstretched, he wove a strange shuffling dance around the pillars and the wheels and the homemade stools, round the stolen signpost indicating Ramil 45 kilometers away, round the lacquered stones and the pieces of driftwood, twisted, gnarled and desolated by the wind and the waves. Meir's stone ball head seemed to swell with fury. "Displaying himself," he said contemptuously. "Where's the dignity?" And he pushed aside his cognac and pulled himself to his feet and picked up a stone and gripped it in his bunched fist, and in his eyes was a peculiar sort of hatred. And suddenly the jangle of noise, the chattering, the shouting, the laughing fell away to a whisper. Everyone turned to watch. There was only the sound of Mahalia singing and the shuffling steps of Sam's dance. Could we have guessed then how it would be? Could we have seen then in Meir's eyes those certainties, facts, the houses torn apart, the torture, the weeping, the children burning, the fragmentation bombs, the phosphorus bombs, facts, the shortest distance between the past and the future? But we saw only Meir, stone in his fist, and waited in silence for what he would do. "Sit down," he said in a low voice. "Sit down." Then he hurled the stone with all his force, not at Sam exactly, but still at him. It smashed against a pillar and clattered to the floor. Sam froze, stopped dancing, a silent shape in the candle gloom, his mournful face crumpled and yellow. It seemed to us he was about to cry. Then he put his arms about his head as if to protect himself, turning in on himself. "I want to go home," he said. "I want to go home." They came from nowhere, the lost, the broken and the mad, as if from nowhere. They blundered in like blind invaders while Mahalia boomed a gospel song and candles blurred the gloom. They drank and argued till the dawn had drained the night away. It was the last chance. It was a nightclub in the desert called the Last Chance. A cluttered dive of stones and wheels. It was a refuge for the rootless of the world, washed up like driftwood on the sand. And we were there. It was so long ago.